Keep updated but not inundated during Trump's presidency for the next 4 years and beyond with our new broadcast. I'm Nikki, your host for today. Number 1, Trump's CDC pick. President-elect Donald Trump's pick to lead the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, Dr. Dave Weldon, is a former president of the Alliance of Healthcare Sharing Ministries. To those outside of mostly evangelical circles, it may be a surprise to find there are nonprofit alternatives to health insurance. I myself am in the process of switching over from Oregon Health Plan to an Oregon Health Marketplace version and have been finding it pretty difficult. However, these faith-based options may not be any better. Healthcare sharing ministries advertise reimbursements for members' medical bills, but they are largely unregulated and most have restrictions on maternity coverage. How it works is that you pay a monthly fee, and after paying up to a certain threshold, like a deductible, the health share program reimburses the cost of covered medical procedures. But just like health insurance companies, and now without federal regulations, they can deny your claim. Many straight couples bought into the plan hoping to cover the astronomical cost of childbirth, only to discover once they gave birth that their claim wasn't covered at all, as one such couple using the health share program, Sedera, found out. It was something only detailed on page 44 of a 49-page document that had to be downloaded from the website. Another couple through Liberty, one of the largest Christian faith-based health share organizations, was covered for childbirth, but only had 180 days to submit the claim. The organization kept giving them the runaround, telling them to add more details and so on until the 180 days ran out, and they could officially deny the claim. Another couple found the supposed faith-based organization to lack grace on all fronts. There was no compassion. It was just, nope, we'll cover any due date after this day, and it was 27 days after my daughter's due date. For more information, check out the link in the description. Number 2, what's happening in Congress? The 119th U.S. Congress is now open. For the first time ever, the U.S. Senate will have 2 Black women serving together at the same time. Angela Alsobrooks of Maryland and Lisa Blunt Rochester of Delaware. Both are Democrats. A trans woman will be sworn into the U.S. House for the first time ever. Democrat Sarah McBride of Delaware. Emily Randall, a Democratic representative from Washington, became the first out queer Latina elected to the House, while Julie Johnson, a Democratic representative from Texas, became the first out LGBTQ person elected from the South. For more information on all these amazing women, check out their websites linked in the description. After intense infighting amongst Republicans in the House of Representatives, Republican Mike Johnson was officially elected as Speaker of the House. The Republican-led House also passed 36 new rules to govern the House, including raising the threshold from 1 vote to 9 votes to oust the Speaker of the House and formally dissolving the Office of Diversity and Inclusion. For more information, check out the link in the description. Number 3, the 2 terrorist attacks. Most of you probably have heard by now of how the new year rang in with an unfortunate attack on Bourbon Street, New Orleans, where 14 people were killed and many more were injured, and a Tesla truck filled with fireworks exploded in front of a Trump International Hotel in Las Vegas, killing the perpetrator and injuring a dozen others. However, what many people don't know is that both perpetrators, Matthew Livelsberger and Shamsuddin Jubbar, not only served in the U.S. Army but had overlapping assignments in Fort Bragg, North Carolina. Livelsberger left a letter saying this was not a terrorist attack, it was a wake-up call. Americans only pay attention to spectacles and violence. What better way to get my point across than a stunt with fireworks and explosives? He also had notes on his phone, one that said he needed to cleanse his mind of the brothers I've lost and relieve myself of the burden of the lives I took. Despite not calling this a terrorist attack, the symbol of a fictional terrorist group from the film The Running Man was tattooed on Livelsberger's arm. Jabbar pledged loyalty to the Islamic State in a video released on New Year's Eve. While this unfortunately has caused more suffering and surveillance of the Muslim community here in the US, one expert, Sarah Hamouche, has stated that the fault lies in harmful propaganda. With lost territory in the Middle East, the Islamic State group has sought to exploit personal grievances, mental health struggles, and ideological vulnerabilities, transforming isolated individuals into deadly instruments of violence. While Livelsberger and Jabbar's ideology may have widely differed, there are curious similarities. Both had overlapping assignments on the same army base. Both had grievances against the US. Both attacks happened in major US cities. Both used trucks. Both attacks occurred within only a few hours of each other, and both suffered PTSD. It's hard not to wonder how much of a coincidence this really was. For more information, check out the links in the description. That's all for the news updates. Thank you for listening. Shout out to my wife and research assistant, Kayla. New videos drop about twice a month, maybe more, maybe less. We are human beings who both work multiple jobs and have trauma around being forced to do things. We spent last year in the hole because of health and wealth issues, but hopefully by this spring, our herbal shop, Girl Blunt, will be back up and running, so keep an eye out for that. We curate herbs that target symptoms of historical trauma and create flowers water, which is an alcohol-based cleanser, herbs and flowers made during the full moon. Our Instagram is linked in the description as well as in our About page. We are also trying to get a few creative projects off the ground, an audio version of my Black fantasy book voiced by members of the community, and the Mellifluous Black Screen project, like Voices of Our Mothers, see link in the description. So if you'd like to support us, our Cash App and Venmo is also in the description. Another great way to support us is to use our referral codes for Ibotta and Fetch listed in the description. Both apps allow you to scan your receipts to get money back. We have been on food stamps and even now still need ways to save money, so we'd like to share our tricks of the trade with everyone. A great thing about Ibotta is that when you book a flight or hotel, you also get money back. They have other perks as well, so check it out. Our friend Nile has a GoFundMe page to raise money to keep his family together and not have to move school districts for his younger sister or to have to move his grandmother who is bedridden. Please check out the link in the description, donate, or share it to spread the word. Again, thank you for tuning in, and to leave y'all on a spiritual note, I'd like to do a quick general reading. The cards I'm using are designed by an amazing Black lesbian artist, and the link is in the description as well. Her name is Jessie Jumanji. If you'd like to skip the reading, I'll say it now. Happy New Year! Okay, so for the quick journal reading, these are basic tarot cards, but they're designed with pictures from Africa. And like I said, it's by an artist who's incredible, and I hope you support her. If you'd like them, and if you'd like to see what they look like, you can look up her deck. I'm doing this reading or this whole series without video. As part of our Mellifluous Black Screen project, we're inundated with screens as well as information. So to give your eyes a break, I want you to just listen. I'm using two crystals. It's a quartz that I found on my travels, just out in nature, and blue kyanite. The only thing I really know about kyanite is that it never needs to be cleaned, and then quartz is always just a great all-around crystal to have. And again, if you don't believe in this stuff, that's fine. I have been collecting rocks since I was a kid, so it's personally my, I don't know, my thing, I guess to put it. And yeah, just to get into the tarot cards. I got into tarot cards not too long ago, probably only about 5 or 6 years ago, but they've helped with my anxiety, helped me to clear my mind. If you prefer to journal or something like that, or anything else, do that. But this is just Kind of just end on a spiritual note. I like to do general readings for myself, my family. I figured I'd share it with y'all. So far, we had the Queen of Cups drop out, Four of Wands. Ooh, I'm a fire sign, so I'm a big fan of the Wands. King of Cups. Let's do one more. All right, Eight of Cups. So cups deal with water, emotions. If you're a water sign, I guess pay extra attention. And then we have bottom of the deck, Queen of Pentacles. Ooh, so a lot of royalty is popped up. Two queens and a king. Um, Also we have three of the decks represented. Queen of Pentacles, that's earth. Wands is fire. The only thing we're not seeing is a lot of air, which is very interesting. But Queen of Cups in general, she is sorceress of water and emotion. There's a big cup sitting next to her. She's wearing blue. There's water behind her. She's just looking very regal, and just kind of staring right at you. Going into 2025, just go in with the mentality that you are in control of your emotions. Think about how to best emotionally regulate. The only thing you really have control over is yourself. That includes your emotions, your vibes, your energy, what you do, what you say, how you present yourself, all those things. And the Queen of Cups, I mean, she's a master of her emotions. She's a master of emotional regulation. Me, as someone with ADHD, I really struggle with that. So trust me, I get it. That's something you're struggling with, but it looks like 2025, this is the year to really focus on that. This is the year where actually it might come together for you. I myself, I'm already feeling more productive and less like volatile, and less like spazzy in a way. And that might be because I'm trying to take my meds more regularly this year, but we'll see. Next card, Four of Wands. It's four wands standing parallel, and you see a palace in the background. Ooh, again, with that royalty, like setting up your kingdom, setting up your foundation. At the end of the day, your world is all that matters. You and your people, your relationships, your home, your business, your passions. That's all that matters. And four is well, it's rest. It's where you lay your head. And your palace doesn't have to be an actual palace. There's this article where it's written by a maid, or she says, the bigger the house, the more drugs you see in the medicine cabinet. And that's something to think about. So maybe don't feel like the size of your house or the size of your apartment or whatever, it's not a reflection of your value. It's all about, is this a place where you can rest? Is this the place where you can lay a foundation, where this can be your sounding board, if your diving board, how stable it is matters as you're jumping off into your passions, into your job, into your dreams, into your, next venture. That foundation really, really matters. King of Cups, again, that's just adding more like mastery of emotions. And this one, he's holding the cup, and the Queen of Cups, the cup is next to her. Here, he's holding it in his right hand. He's fully in master of his emotions, and he's sitting on a throne, but one foot is in the water. One foot is always touching earth, always touching his emotions. You can't be a master of your emotions if you don't feel them, if you're not connected to them. And then the last card, Eight of Cups. And it's eight cups stacked on each other. And what I'm getting is like building on that emotional foundation. Once you've connected with your emotions, once you've taken control and understand that my dad is a therapist. He has a story where he had this kid come in. He's like, my mom makes me so mad, and when I get mad, I throw a tantrum. So my tantrums are my mom's fault. And my dad was like, "Oh my God, your mom must be a sorceress. She must be so powerful. She must have so much control over your emotions to make you do those things. That is incredible." And it really gave the kid pause, and he really pulled back on the tantrums because once you realize you are the one who is accountable for your actions, for your emotions, for your world around you. That isn't to say that abusers and oppression and systems in place don't have their effect. They do. They definitely, definitely do. But at the end of the day, you are the master of your fate. You are the captain of your soul. And that is all you have control over. And if there are things in your world that is poisoning your cup, so to speak, if people are putting poison into your cup, it's time to pour that water out. It's time to block their access to you. And if you are the one poisoning your cup, it's time to look at why are you self-sabotaging? Where's that self-hatred coming from? That's something that I've really had to work on or work through in 2024. And my goal in 2025 is to really come from a place of self-love, of drinking pure, clean water, of making sure that I am setting boundaries with people and setting boundaries to myself and trying to be impeccable with my word. To quote, um, Don Ruel, sorry, Don Miguel Ruiz. I always do that. And then the last thing I like to do is bottom of the deck. That's sort of like the general vibe. I love that it's Queen of Pentacles because at the end of the day, the earth, that is all of our foundation. Earth is all of our home. Without Earth, we can do nothing. We can't pursue our dreams. We can't go after that job. We can't pursue that new relationship. We can't do anything without Earth. We exist because Earth exists. And I love that it's Queen of Pentacles. It makes me think of Mother Earth, Mother Nature. Another thing I learned recently is that indigenous tribes didn't have a separate word for nature because there wasn't this idea that nature was separate from us because we are nature. Everything we do is natural. We are air, we are water, we are earth. We have iron and copper and other minerals flowing through our veins. There's no way we can be disconnected from nature as much as the system and technology and plastic tries to separate us from nature. Something I did today was after I went for a walk, I went into my yard and I took my socks and shoes off. It was sunny today, which rarely, rarely happens. And I really appreciated it. And I just put my feet in the grass and let, the dew do its thing. And it really helps with my anxiety and just helps me feel connected with earth and the world around me. So I suggest that. Put your feet in grass, go to your park, walk around barefoot. I know it's cold, but we are connected, whether it's cold, whether it's warm, whether it's our land or public land. At the end of the day, we are earth and earth is us. So those are some of my thoughts for going into 2025. I hope some of that hits. If it doesn't, let it go. If you don't connect with it, that just means it wasn't for you. And I'm not trying to preach or make you believe a certain thing. I just want to share a message that comes to me. I haven't thought about these stories in a while, so I love I got to share that with y'all. But I hope that was helpful. And have a great rest of your year. Hopefully I see you sometime this month or next month. We'll see how it goes. And just give yourself a lot of grace.